The movie Missing starts with an old video of a family, James, his wife Grace, and their daughter June. In the video, James is playing with little June when his nose suddenly starts bleeding. An unknown person is watching this video on a laptop. The video is from the past because now June is 18 years old, and her father, James, has passed away due to a brain tumor. June now lives with her mom, Grace, and Grace's new boyfriend, Kevin. One day, while chatting with her friends, June gets a call from her mom. Grace tells her that she and Kevin are going on a trip to Colombia and asks her to take care of herself. She also asks her friend Heather to check on June and leaves some emergency money for her. But soon after Grace leaves, June invites her friends over for a party and spends all the money. She keeps partying for a whole week. During this time, Heather visits and tells June to improve her relationship with Kevin. A week later, June goes to the airport to pick up her mom and Kevin, but they don't show up. She waits for a long time and starts getting worried. She tries calling and texting her mom, but there's no reply. Feeling scared, she calls the hotel in Colombia, where they were staying. The hotel staff tells her that Grace and Kevin left without taking their belongings. June asks the hotel staff to check the security camera footage, but they tell her that she must come in person within 48 hours. Feeling nervous, June tells everything to Heather, who then reports her mom missing to the Colombian embassy. A few days later, FBI agent Mr. Park calls June and asks her questions about her mom. He asks if Grace mentioned going anywhere else, but June doesn't remember anything like that and says no. As time passes, June starts looking through videos from a tourist camp in Colombia, hoping to find a clue about her mom. But she doesn't find anything. Realizing that the police aren't helping much, she decides to investigate on her own. She hires a man named Javier from Colombia to help her for some money. At first, Javier refuses, but later he agrees, saying that June reminds him of his son, who always helps others. June asks Javier to get the CCTV footage from the hotel where Grace and Kevin stayed. Javier suggests that June check their email accounts for any clues. Since she can't access her mom's email, she and her friend Vina decide to hack into Kevin's Gmail. There, they find a picture of a woman named Rachel Page. When they check Kevin's credit card records, they notice that many women have blocked him and had previously asked him for money. June realizes that Kevin is a scammer and starts suspecting that he might have kidnapped her mom. Meanwhile, Javier tells June that he couldn't get the CCTV footage, but he found out that Grace and Kevin left the hotel on the afternoon of the 19th. June shares everything with Agent Park, who then reveals that Kevin had spent 3 years in jail and was only recently released. Now June is desperate for answers. She follows the clues from Kevin's old emails and finds an address far from the city. She contacts the owner, Jimmy, who turns out to be Kevin's friend from prison. Jimmy tells June that Kevin truly loved Grace and was trying to change himself for her. Later, Javier informs June that Kevin had recently bought a lock, but they can't figure out why. June starts looking for romantic places in Colombia where couples leave locks as a symbol of love. Javier finds a small bridge where lovers attach locks, and there they discover a lock with Grace and Kevin's names on it. June goes through the tourist camp footage again and finds a video of Kevin proposing to Grace on that same bridge. But soon after, some goons appear, forcefully grab Kevin and Grace and shove them into a car. Seeing this, June is terrified. She calls Javier, crying, and tells him that she has already lost her dad and can't afford to lose her mom too. Javier comforts June by sharing his own painful story. His wife died in an accident, and since then, his son has never spoken to him. He tells June that she feels like a daughter to him and assures her that Grace will be fine. Suddenly, June recalls something strange. Kevin had sent pictures of Grace from their trip, but in every photo, her face looked oddly brightened. Suspicious, she checks a video and realizes the shocking truth. Grace never went on the trip. Instead, Kevin had gone with Rachel Page, the woman from his emails. The police now confirm that Grace actually disappeared somewhere between home and the airport. proving that the entire kidnapping scene was staged to make it look like they never reached Colombia. Following this lead, the police track down Rachel Page and arrest her mid-flight. Rachel confesses that she was just an actress hired by Kevin, who told her he was filming a reality show. However, when he mentioned the kidnapping scene, she got suspicious and decided to leave. After more investigation, the police confirmed that Rachel was telling the truth. But then, Agent Park reveals something shocking. Grace Allen is not her real name. She had legally changed her identity and erased all traces of her past. No one knows who she really is. June is confused and decides to check Kevin's emails again. She finds messages where Kevin is talking to someone about Grace, saying, "She might have figured it out." Curious, June dials the number Kevin was texting. To her shock, the number belongs to her mom's friend, Heather. Now, things start making sense to June. She wears her friend's smartwatch and sneaks into Heather's house, only to find Heather's dead body. This makes everything even more confusing. Soon after, Agent Park tells June that Heather was murdered just minutes before she arrived, which means June's life is also in danger. Later, June discovers that Heather was not Kevin's partner in crime. Instead, Kevin had been blackmailing her. Meanwhile, an unknown hacker gains access to June's laptop and has been secretly watching her through her webcam all along. This proves that Kevin was not working alone. As June searches through her mom's email, she finds a chilling message. "Grace, I finally found you." This message is from the unknown person Kevin was secretly working for. Then comes the biggest twist. June receives a call from Jimmy, Kevin's friend from prison. But in reality, Jimmy is none other than her own father, James, whom she had believed was dead for years. The house June found in Kevin's emails turns out to be her childhood home, still owned by James. Shocked, June asks her father where he has been all this time. James reveals that Grace had him sent to jail for 12 years, destroying his life and keeping him away from his daughter. But June feels that something isn't right. Suddenly, James kidnaps her and takes her to their old house, where he has also held Grace captive. Then, the most shocking truth is revealed. James was an abusive husband who made Grace's life miserable. He used to beat her and force her into illegal activities. Unable to take it anymore, Grace reported him to the police. With Heather's help, she faked James's death and changed her identity to escape from him. However, James eventually found out the truth. While in prison, he befriended Kevin and used him to trap Grace in a fake love story. James had been planning revenge all along, and now he intended to kill her. Before carrying out his plan, James steps outside to bury a dead body. Taking advantage of this moment, June quickly cuts the ropes on her hands using a piece of broken glass. She then uses her smartwatch to call Javier and share her location. James returns and shoots Grace, but she is still alive. As he tries to tie June up again, Grace grabs the broken glass and stabs him in the neck. Grace is badly injured, and June desperately tries to find a way to save her. She notices that the room's computer screen is connected to her laptop, where her phone is lying. Using voice commands, she calls 911. The police arrive just in time and rescue both June and Grace. A few days later, Grace has recovered, and her bond with June is stronger than ever. June now fully understands the many sacrifices her mother made for her. Meanwhile, Javier has also become a close part of their family, and with that, the movie ends.